good? It's your boy Pat the Designer back at it again. Appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with us for another episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. We got the squad in the building.
Yo.
Stephon the Don, man, formerly known
good?
as Ringo J. Of course, we got the super producer Joel Holt.
Hey guys.
In the cut and off mic, but on mic. We got our boy Jordan up in here, new statistician on the show. Is that what that's the job we get? He don't have a camera. He don't have a camera.
To be determined.
TBD. TBD on Jordan.
TBD.
He said, slide it.
TBD.
Wow, there you go. You got to be able to sing and be the janitor.
Got to sing something.
You got to be able to sing and be the janitor. Baby, I just don't get it.
See,
I had it.
See, you had it.
Hey, man, hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. We talk Chicago Sports Daily on this channel. Only channel talk Chicago sports, how Chicago talks. Tevin Jenkins reportedly has strained both calves at the same time.
At the same time?
Y'all know what he was doing. Anyway, but hey, hopefully it was football related. And we got to talk about how the Bears are going to be able to overcome the offensive line issues that have continued to creep in. Also going to be looking at Roschon Johnson and the job that he did this weekend in preseason. Is he heading towards being a starter? We're going to continue that conversation because I think that he's making a heck of a case for himself. And another guy who might be making a case for himself, Tyson Bagent. We'll figure it out once he's on the team officially. Bagent. He's French now. But, he did a heck of a job in that preseason game, scoring himself a touchdown, doing a good job getting the ball out efficiently, like what we saw from him. And finally, the Colts will allow Jonathan Taylor to seek a trade. No, we're not trading for him. But are the Chicago Bears going to be trading for him? No, we're not going to be trading for him. But are the Bears going to trade for him? Or who does he fit best with that everyone will say we're going to regret not trading for him? All that and more on today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Over 50% of y'all not subscribed, man. Stop playing with us. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. And make sure you hit that bell. Push the button. Stop playing with us, man. Let's get into the show, man. How you boys feeling today, man? The weekend is over. It's time to have some fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Well, we got this. We're trying to get to the season.
That's all it is.
We're chugging along here.
Bro,
that's all
it is.
Hey, that week 2 game.
Hey, bro, when I tell you, I saw the list of people that were out.
What I tell you?
Oh, my God, bro. I thought that I was tripping when I saw the list of people that were out. They basically said, nobody's playing in the game, expect nothing, and don't show up. Like, that's how many people were missing in that game. But with all that being said, let's talk about the elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen. Teven Jenkins, reportedly per Adam Schefter and Brad Biggs yesterday, who was talking about the injury concerns initially and said that Teven Jenkins will be placed on IR. Adam Schefter has reported that he has a calf strain in both calf muscles. Don't laugh. Don't you laugh. It's not funny. It's a serious situation because it really is, because now your guy who realistically I think we all believe is probably the best offensive lineman on the line, talent-wise.
Yeah.
Is yet again not on the field. How is this going to affect this Bears team heading into the season? Or can they overcome this with some of the names they got? I mean, we got depth. We've got Cody White here who played left guard last season. He's our center right now, so you realistically wouldn't want to move him. You've got Lucas Patrick as well, who's had his injury concerns on top of that. And, I think yesterday we threw in Alex Leatherwood, who's somebody we picked up off of waivers.
Carter?
What are your thoughts on Ja'Tyre Carter's your right guard to me, probably, but maybe Ja'Tyre Carter ends up sliding in there. Where do you think the Bears go from here?
Just to answer the first question, honestly, like I think this kind of sets him back, right? All the plans that you had coming into this season are, I'm not going to say like everything's foiled, but this definitely throws a wrench into it because of the simple fact, like everybody knows what this offense is capable of when everybody's healthy. So if he's not there, that definitely leaves, kind of a void, because you talked about it ad nauseum. Braxton Jones, you're not too high on him. He's talking about the things that he has to fix. He's talking about the things that he has to fix He's trying to clean it up. You don't know how fast he'll be able to do that. So it kind of does throw a wrench in the plans per se. Now, when it comes to possibly throwing in a Lucas Patrick or a Carter or a Leatherwood, I mean, listen, whoever you throw in there has to get some type of rapport with the offensive line. I would honestly go out on a limb and say that in his third preseason game, you may have to play the offensive line just because you got to get that continuity going.
Yeah.
By the time the season starts, you pointed out in the video, Justin was second in quarterback hits. I mean, second in quarterback sacks. In terms of last season, I bring up the quarterback hits all the time. Whoever they throw in there has to get that kind of rapport. Right now, I would probably look at Leatherwood in case they have any other plan, any other plan at that spot. But as of right now, I'm kind of I'm kind of concerned because he has the talent on the offensive line. But this was always the big question was health.
Yeah, I mean you're in a bad situation right now, right? Like, and this is the problem is you're in a bad situation that's going to linger.
Yeah.
This is not something that, and I said this when we drafted him, and everybody said, Pat, you're overreacting. This is not something that, listen, when these big dudes get hurt, they don't stop getting hurt.
Yeah.
That rarely happens. I've rarely seen a time where a big guy messes up his back. And maybe the back isn't what gets hurt again, but because of the adjustments you're making to make the back work, you tweak something else. You tweak a leg. You tweak something in the upper back all of a sudden. You tweak something, right? Like, I feel like we hear this all the time. And so for me, this is not a surprise. This is not a shock to me, right? That Tevin Jenkins is dealing with another injury. I hoped that he would be able to overcome these injuries. I hoped that he would be able to overcome missing considerable time on this team for his sake as well, right? Like, listen, he sounds like he finally found his spot here in with this coaching staff, wanted to be a part of this team. That was something that was, good. Let's move forward. Let's because remember last season, he was a guy who was right, like they didn't think he worked hard enough, or they thought he wasn't mature enough to and then he had all these issues they had with Teven Jenkins last season, right? And now it's like, okay, now he's finally getting to a good space. All of a sudden, he's dealing with more injury. That's the part that's tough for me. And I asked Lance about this. Where does he see the Bears taking this? He said he doesn't see Teven Jenkins on this team next season. He doesn't see Teven Jenkins being a part of the Bears team because of the amount of injuries that he's had in his career.
I'm actually not mad with that take because of what Lance said. Like, I mean, if realistically, if somebody comes in and listen, when they picked up Alex Leatherwood, former first round pick,
who called mono. Was it mono or scurvy? What did he end up catching? Like, that was a wild time. Remember, he got here and had it was like mono, I think. Okay, that's right. We didn't need that.
Yeah, it was.
We don't need the sound effects for mono.
That's pretty bad. That's pretty
bad. Joe, you wild for that.
Man. I thought they did. I thought these were like, bro, in the NFL over the last couple of years, I swear we've seen diseases that I completely thought were eradicated.
It's not
like Zach Wilson ended up catching something. Zach
Wilson got mono.
Sam Darnold had something too.
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold had mono.
Sam Darnold. One was Jets quarterback. I know that.
Yeah. But it's definitely like it's definitely weird. It's definitely weird to see, but I mean, definitely like I said, Alex Leatherwood, former first round pick. They got him, so they still kind of believe in him. So I mean, if he comes in, and he does his job the correct way, and they limit those quarterback hits on Justin, and he's able to protect that side for all intents and purposes, you may see them get rid of Tevin if Alex could step up, or anybody in that area could step up, because I mean that's pretty much the name of the game. If you get hurt and somebody at your position steps up, it's not that they don't like him, it's not that they don't think he has the talent, it's just his injury history.
Yeah, I would say that I think Justin's still gonna be running for his life a little bit. We're still trying to get the cohesiveness of that line. But even what Briggs said earlier, it's not that like they totally forget how to play football. So he's probably going to be back. What is it, 6 weeks on IR?
It's a 6-week injury. They can't put him on until after the 53 is set.
Right. So that means in another week or two.
You probably another week, basically.
So
and you're probably talking about him being a part of what would that end up being? If it's
3 or
4, he can't come back until week 4.
Okay.
Because you got to be on it for 4 weeks, basically.
Yeah. So I just think that the line is still not 100%. I mean, we're nervous about Nate Davis not playing. I still have concerns about Braxton Jones. I never really was that high on him. So to me, it's like hopefully this year they're growing as a team, and then we still probably got to add more pieces next year for this offensive line. So hopefully he can. He reminds me of it's one of those situations where he's consistently getting hurt.
Yeah,
it typically doesn't get better. You're not going to get better.
Almost never. I've never seen a situation where an offensive lineman starts going through those injuries and all of a sudden they're 100%. You know what I mean? Like I don't see it often. They're too big. They got 300-pound men trying to block, basically. You know what I mean? You very rarely see somebody who's in a car accident every single play be able to bounce back. Now, I'm not one to just say, it's time to give up on this guy, especially when we know that the talent that he has. So, but I mean, what are you gonna do? You're gonna pay him a bunch of money? Is he gonna take a no money deal to stick around here and basically just be a body?
Well, he kind of reminds me of like having a Mercedes or a Range Rover.
Here we go.
And
here we go.
It's a great vehicle, but it's going to break down. So the key is to have more cars. So when the one's down, you got someone else to use till it gets repaired and gets back out there.
How many cars can you have at once, Joe?
We can have as many as you want.
Oh, okay. Oh, whoa. Oh,
what?
The pettiest man alive is in the building.
Well, Joe, I didn't learn that. I didn't learn that at all. I just bought the Mercedes. It was just there. That thing goes down. It's just down. I'm just walking it at this point. I'm beating the feet at this point anyway.
Hey, man, nothing like the Heel Toe Express to get you around, my guy.
Hey, listen, I wish this was New York. The train comes every 3 minutes there.
I mean, it comes every 15 minutes here.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm in Indiana. There is no train in Indiana.
Oh, that's your fault. Did nobody tell you move out there? Did nobody tell you leave a metropolis?
Right.
Oh, no, I didn't have.
You want to know where I want to go?
Oh, wait, you make it seem like it was COVID forced me out. I had no choice. I was literally looking for a spot, and everyone wanted to play $1,000 over asking price for a spot in Chicago. It wasn't gonna work out that way. The way my pockets was lined up, I had a check and a savings, and I couldn't do that. Couldn't do that at all. So.
Hey, kid, what are your thoughts on Tevin Jenkins straining both calf muscles at once? How do you think that he did that there, kid?
Wait, how do I think he did it? Wait a minute, that's a setup of the year right there. I came down. Listen, appreciate you all. Appreciate y'all sticking around. Sorry I'm late. On top of that, how do I think Tevin Jenkins? What do I think about Tevin Jenkins? Unfortunate. It is really unfortunate. And I'll be honest with you. It's one of those things where we've had such a high expectation for him when we thought he was going to be, be something, right? But if he can't be on the field, it's really like a next man up league. And that's more, you see that more in football than you ever see in any other sport. So, I mean, I hate to say it, but if he can't find a way to stay on the field consistently, then, this might be something that, it was a missed opportunity for him. But this also goes down as a Ryan Pace miss because high hopes, but he drafted him with back issues already. Now, all of a sudden, he has these other issues. Completely unrelated, I know, but injury is injury and availability is availability. No matter what the reason is, if he's not available, ultimately you might find them moving in a different direction, especially if they can get some wins without him. So,
I would add that, shout out to my man Drew Byman. It's kind of like Colombo, right? He gets hurt, And sometimes it's the strength.
Mark
Colombo.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute, how we get to Colombo? Like,
yeah.
Hey,
what is
some
happening?
paper clips, some bubble gum, and a spinal cord. Can we fix it? I thought that's the direction
we figured out
you were heading. I was like, wow.
All he needs is the trench coat at this point. He's already there.
I think we're stuck with what we have. I mean, I don't think you necessarily have to get rid of him. It's like I said, hopefully we can get him the reps that he needs in terms of like maybe if we can spell and get the depth to give him enough where he's not always getting hurt.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to necessarily cut the guy. And then sure enough, he goes somewhere else. And he might actually end up getting in the right system. We don't know.
This is an assistant.
But see, he went from right tackle, right to right guard.
Now that part, yes.
So he's been switching back and forth or whatever he's been used to. So I don't know.
But I don't think, right? Like, here's the thing. It's like Kid said, he's come into the league with this. Like, remember, his first training camp, he missed. His first training camp. This is the first training camp he's been a part of. He has missed every training camp of his career due to some sort of injury to this point, due to some sort of surgery. He's come back in the middle of the year. He's played 19 games in his career. He started 13. Now, granted, he played 13 games last season. You felt a little bit better. Last year was more of a concussion thing. Started off the season a little bit banged up, was able to come out strong and finish it. You're kind of just hoping for that same situation here. But as much as, like, that's tough to say, right? Especially at a position where you felt like you needed the most help for Braxton Jones coming into this season. It's one of those situations that you're in now where, listen, we realize the talent that you have. When you're out there, you're an absolute animal, but you're not out there. Now, I guess, like, maybe if you go into this, you say, hey, we'll get you for the best half of the season that we can, which would be the second half, right? But, like, missing 5 games means you're missing a good chunk of the season.
That's true.
And on top of that, you have to look at how it messes
you out there. Go ahead, Pat.
No, my fault.
No, I was just saying, no, you're right. We need you out there. Go ahead, kid.
I was just thinking about how it messes up the depth chart too. Like, you look at where we had him. We're already lean in several key positions anyway. Then he goes down. I mean, that's always been a risk, but now to start the season off that way, we're really not starting off where we want to. And so now you have to look at the residual impact on who's the next man up. What happens if that person gets dinged up? Who now comes in? Do we trust that? That now they have to switch. Is that going to work? How is that going to impact protecting Justin ultimately, which is what we're really looking at? We wanted a good line to protect Justin so we can see this high-powered offense. How impacted is that going to be? Like, we're going to see a real test of the next 4 or 5 weeks. Well, first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, excuse me. And now it's like, hey, if another person goes down, it's like, hey, we back at square one. Yeah, we got the receivers, but now we still ain't got no line, and Justin might be running for his life again. We might have either the best version of Justin Fields or the worst. We don't know, because you got to keep him upright to do something. So
I think that what ends up happening is that this is still based on King polls in terms of his drafting. So what we witnessed, especially under the Jerry Angelo years, was that you're able to put a team together, but you were not able to sustain through the draft. So, or you keep busting out, especially on those first round picks, because he busted out on Gabe Karimi. We got rid of Colombo. That was his first pick. And then Chris Williams was another bust that he had drafted. So the thing is that there's other rounds to draft the talent in. So this is actually an opportunity for the depth to step up. And so Leatherwood is a free agent that we didn't sign. Like Poles only has 2 drafts on his belt. Right, we got another.
Yeah, this is his second draft.
Exactly. Yeah. So we have some more time. Like, this is still not. We're not going to the Super Bowl this year. We probably will make the playoffs, and this is the building block. So with Teven Jenkins, who's not his pick, by the way, this is not one of his players. So he's still on the clock.
No, for sure. And I'm not losing my mind on it. I'm not tripping on it. It's just a situation where this season you thought you could count on him. And it seems like, that's not the case. And you hope that it was finally going to be turning around. But hey, man, we appreciate you guys for tuning in and rocking with us. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the page. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. Let us know how you guys feel in the comments below as well. We have more to talk about with this team. That's just crazy that he strained both calves, though.
Nah,
both calves.
Both calves is crazy.
Like, that's not football activity.
It's definitely it's not football activity,
That's not
man.
Football activity, bro. Hey, man,
he got the Carson Wentz effect going on.
No, that's that Carlos Boozer. You know what I mean? Hey, what was you doing at the crib, bro? I fell over a book bag. You did what? You did. That's that Carlos Boozer, bro. Let's jump into this though, right? Because there's somebody who in 2 games now we've seen play pretty well, and I think that he could be looking at a possibility of being a guy who goes out and gets a starter spot on this team. I've talked about him ad nauseum a couple of times, being somebody who I expect to be a starter. And I think that his performances have continued to show that, especially with, right, of course, Khalil Herbert not playing in the last game. Deontay Foreman did go, but Roschon Johnson, I think, has made an excellent case for somebody who can go out there and be a number 1 running back on this team. Really excited with what he brings. I love the pass catching ability at a minimum, right? Especially now. And I think that the conversation that we just had speaks to this more. The 2 things that I think you have that make you feel a lot better coming into this season is the fact that I know Mercedes Lewis is on this team, and I know Roschon Johnson can block. You know what I don't know? Khalil Herbert can.
Khalil Herbert can. Yeah, nah.
Deontay Foreman, I don't think he can block it. You know what I mean?
Nah. And I think when they first drafted this dude, and you interview him and you hear him talk, how poised he is. He sounds like a leader. He sounds like he's always prepared. And then you look at the 2 games, for what we've seen, he's always making a positive play. He's always making a positive impact, even if he's not in terms of gaining yards or catching passes. The blocking is there, which I think that's at the end of the day. I think that's the thing that we care about the most because of what Justin has been through, what we've seen from Khalil Herbert. Because Khalil Herbert can run the ball, but I mean, if you can't at least help out Justin on the blocking end of things, I can't necessarily really have you out there. So from that aspect, especially with Teven being down, I think it's definitely worth a look. And this is gonna make the offense more lethal, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, if we really get into it, so I really hope that Eberflus and Getsy take a look. But I don't know. We'll see. But he's definitely got a shot.
I like it because, to me, unlike with a quarterback, if you have 2 quarterbacks, it means you have none. When you have more than 1 running back, it means you have more than 1 running back. Yeah. So, if anything, we're going to repeat. Hey, you like that? Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, boy.
I was saying.
The sound machine showed up, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if y'all noticed or not. The sound machine showed up. Hit that like button for the sound machine.
No, but I was going to say, I mean, last year we were the number 1 team in rushing. So we lose.
Big reason why is Justin Fields.
In terms of running, though, we still had Montgomery and Herbert. So, I mean, to me,
yes.
Okay. I mean, yes. The point is, I like having 2 running backs. And the fact is that whether he starts, I mean, that means we got another 800. Both of them splitting those carries ends up being probably each 800-yard rushers, maybe 1,000 if Justin pulls back. But the line, I think we were okay in run blocking, not as great. We weren't that great in pass blocking. Was the issue.
Yeah, and it's the situation you're in now as you start this season, dealing with the injuries, dealing with the issues on the offensive line. I think now more than ever, you have to make a decision based on the safety of Justin Fields. Right? Like, how often have we talked about Justin Fields being the thing that we need to see safe this year?
Right.
You need to make a decision based on the safety of Justin Fields. You know what doesn't keep Justin Fields safe? Khalil Herbert in the backfield trying to throw a block. It just doesn't. And it's not a slight. Listen, Khalil Herbert's a speed back. And this is why, right, like when we have, and we're going to get into the Jonathan Taylor conversation later on in the show, but when we have the conversations on certain running backs getting certain preferential over other guys, right, is because they do everything. To me, when I see Roschon Johnson, I see a young man that does everything. I see a guy that goes out there, can block, can pass catch, can get out ahead of the field. And to me, if anybody, right, for all the people that were like diehard Monty fans until basically he was like, Chicago wasn't that much fun. Like, this is the dude you want in there because he runs harder than any of the other 3 running backs that I've seen, and he's the youngest.
Right. And I think the crazy part about it is too. I think you need that kind of three back system, right? Because Deontay Foreman is a solid back. You know Khalil can run, and it's kind of like that, and it's kind of like the mix and match type thing.
Yeah.
Where it's kind of like, I mean, even last year,
all three are good runners.
Yeah.
Let's establish that. All three of them are good runners.
All three are really good.
My man.
Shout out Steve-O. Steve-O said Khalil turned into Nate Robinson when he started blocking.
I
would.
Hey,
you want to know what makes that even tougher? Multiple times, Khalil Herbert talked about how he practiced boxing to get his hands quicker.
But
in the press conferences. So there might be a little Nate in there. I don't know.
Training with Errol Spence?
Hey, no, he was not training with Errol Spence. He was. Hey, man.
Hey, you know what?
Hey,
Never
Earl
mind. That's a
been
bad
there.
joke. I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone.
You leave that
I'm gonna
one.
leave it alone, bro.
You leave that one where
I
it's
had
at.
one in the chamber ready for it too, but no, I'm gonna leave it alone.
Man.
But yeah, I look at this situation. Oh, go ahead, kid.
You know what? I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna just say it's no surprise to me that he gets a starting spot because ultimately I know why. While we may look at Bijan and everything, I mean even super producer Joe Holt wanted us to draft him, right? He was like, if we got a chance to get him,
bro, you're not alone.
Right? He still cried over, right?
Top 10 running back.
But guess what?
Joe, I was with you, bro.
But guess
I
what?
want a running back in the top. First off, you need to stop worrying about running backs in the top 10 with how your team's been doing over the last few years. You need to let running backs in the top 10 go.
But the problem is that all those running backs keep going to bad teams with bad quarterback play.
But look at who we got now. Roshan realistically was one of, if not the second best running back in that particular draft. Like realistically, he averaged about 6 yards a carry.
Yeah,
he was doing well until Bijan. I mean, Bijan is just a freak of nature. I mean, you can't do anything about that. But if Bijan didn't exist, Roshan would have been the dude at he would have been the long corner that most people would have went with. So at that point, it's like, hey, we still got a really good running back who can do everything. And yeah, like you all mentioned, pass protection. Y'all saw those schemes that San Francisco was running for Trey Lance. They almost had like 8, 9. They use both backs to do and stuff like that. Yeah, guess what? We can do that now because we have someone who can actually block and give Justin Fields that extra time. I mean, San Francisco got Trey Lance looking like he can actually play.
He won't be showcasing that this season as the starter though.
What you mean? Because he's the third string QB
he's
now.
The third string, fourth string QB now.
And the crazy part about it is,
hey, they got Trey Lance so far on the depth chart. He punting.
But those schemes worked out so well to get him that extra protection to get something off that he looks serviceable. So even if they deal him, the whole point is like we now have someone who can give us that, even if our line pro is not all that great. So like we have someone who can do I wouldn't even say a dual threat, it's just a multi-threat back from that perspective. We will be fine in that regard. And honestly, if he can do more for Justin and he was a better back, I think in collegiate wise, he was the better back compared to Herbert, right?
Who?
Roshan, collegiately, even as the number 2, he was a better back.
I'm not gonna act like I could pull up Roshan's stats.
I gotta look that
like
up.
Like I don't even have a thought.
He had a fraction under Bijan.
Yeah,
his yards per carry was up there though because he was running on that same line.
Yeah, his yards per carry was crazy. They both had a game where they both ran for like 160.
Don't worry, we got stats.
We got a stat guy back here. Jordan, look that up for us.
Let me do my job.
Jordan, look that up for you. We appreciate that, Jordan.
Jay?
So Roshan in 2019, he had 5.3 average in rushing, 5.2 in 2020. And then 5.9, so basically 6 in 2021. So yeah, he was doing this thing.
6 yards a carry.
How many yards though? Look at 800.
So we got 569 for last year behind Bijan.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
he hit the ball numbers.
That makes sense.
But that yards per carry is still nice though.
Yeah.
Texas had a crazy line. I think the point that kid is missing though that doesn't get talked about enough. Trent, right behind Trent Williams is always Kyle Juszczyk. So when you got Kyle Juszczyk back there, who is basically like the Swiss Army knife
Yeah.
of like fullbacks. Like that.
We got Kari Blasing.
Yeah. Like I mean, it's essentially the same thing. Like somebody said earlier, I believe that I think somebody said Lance wanted Mac Jones because Mac stays in the pocket. He likes
Lance.
like he likes the no, I was saying
You saying Bill Belichick?
No, yeah. Kyle Shanahan wanted
Mac Jones.
wanted Mac Jones because
he stays in the pocket.
He stays in the pocket more. He likes that drop back. He likes to drop back QB because they have the offensive line
So
where
why
they
they
could
give
just
up 3 pieces?
where they could just focus on if we need the speed backs, and Christian McCaffrey could block a little bit as well.
Yeah.
But around those same aspects, they got Kari Blasingame, so I don't believe that the Bears will need that much from Roschon Johnson, but they'll be able to.
The Bears blocking
do some
scheme will be
things.
better, but I think your question mark comes in: who's your Trent Williams? That's the
yeah,
part, right?
yeah,
Like your run blocking,
hey.
blocking is still going to be good, right? Like the Bears had good run blocking last year,
That's a valid
even
question.
with Justin. I don't know if y'all saw it in the preseason in the little bit that they were in, but right, like you got guys that can get out in space and can run and can hit people in their face, and it's going to hurt a lot. That's a good thing to have.
Yep.
But realistically, right, who's Trent Williams? Like, like right now we hoping that Trent Williams is Darnell Wright. Darnell Wright's a rookie.
We should see moderate improvement of this offensive line, and I think that the barometer of what our offense is how they looked against the Patriots last year. He's still going to be running. He's still going to be, hopefully some nice little gadget plays.
But now people will be able to catch the football when he's rolling out.
One or two extra guys can block because I still don't think that Braxton Jones is that dude that's going to keep Justin protecting the left side.
Yeah,
maybe the right side with the rookie with Darnell Wright, but I think we're going to have trouble in the middle. And so to me, it's hopefully we could do some play actions, some dump offs. Go ahead, man.
No, I was just going to add to that. I think also what's going to help out is the fact that they actually have receivers that are going to be, giving them more spacing, giving them more time. DJ Moore is a huge upgrade over Equanimous St. Brown and the likes of Dante Pettis. So let's just be real. There's a whole nother level of spacing that he may get.
Facts.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main thing, right? Like here's the thing. The Bears are going to be better. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Even if Teven Jenkins misses time, Bears are going to be better because this is the part where people, I think they think if Justin Fields is throwing the ball, that means that like he just got to stand back there and be Tom Brady. Justin Fields ain't Tom Brady. He can get away. He can extend a play.
Right.
This time, though, right? Like think about everybody always talks about that pass to Equanimous. Nobody talks about the fact that was Justin extending a play.
Right.
Yeah. Rolling out right, stretching the defense out, throwing it downfield. Now there's somebody that when that ball comes there, I caught it, right? Like that's the sound effect we need there, Joe. Muggsy Bogues from Space Jam. Put that down there. Muggsy Bogues from Space Jam. I caught it. You know what I mean? Like that's realistically
definitely
the difference that we're going to get this season versus last season. You didn't have enough guys that had those I caught it moments when Justin was trying to make something happen while using his legs and now adding in his arms. The problem does come in, though, is the pressure that's going to be that, like you said, Joel, that's going to surround Justin. Those underneath plays that we saw in week 1 of the preseason aren't going to be as effective if there's a rush directly in my face and I'm trying to kick it out to you.
What I would say, too, is that the thing is what I like is that we might have a dual running back threat, period, right? Can we get Herbert along with Roschon in the backfield? So the crazy thing is this dude has all the weapons that we've never really seen before. I mean, we've had, all pro here, receivers here, a couple, we've never had a compliment like this.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, we have 2 nice running backs, which we had that before, but now we got like 2, if not 3 tight ends.
Yeah.
We got 3, if not 4 wide receivers. So this is crazy. So to me, to the point of can Roschon be made as a starter? I guess, yes, he could probably be a starter. If not, he's definitely playing a lot more, if not playing split back.
I'll tell you this right now. Khalil Herbert's not going to be in there long. There's going to be one play where somebody just blows past Khalil and Justin ends up laying face first on the ground. And they're going to be like, Roschon, hey, what you doing the next 17 weeks?
My question to you was that. That's actually my question to you, if you don't mind.
That's one of those.
I just hope it's not one of those like telegraphic type of play calling. Like when he's in there, this is what we're going to do. And when this guy's in there,
I think that's why you have Roschon in there. What you were saying, kid?
I said my question was really just on the reverse. Has everyone prove that they actually deserve to be starters? Not has Roschon earned it? Because we've talked a lot about that. But is Khalil really a lot for that? Is not to form a lot for a starting position on the Chicago Bears? Like have they shown that realistically in this camp? Because it's really a what have you done for me lately league. Last season was last season. Last season was a wash for most of these people. Like, yo, what's up now based off camp and everything like that? Who's actually earned it? I think that's the real question for me.
Last time that I checked.
I actually like that sound.
that was the sound that made kid get a little excited.
Yeah, last time we checked.
I mean, listen, it's not that. I think the guy that earned it is Khalil, right? Like I think that Khalil. That's the reason you didn't see him play in that last game. That I think all the guys and Lance talked about this today on the Chicago Bears podcast, right? You're going into these preseason games now. You're probably even going into next week, basically saying, "I know who my starting lineup is." Like I'm not trying to sit here and figure out my starting lineup, and we're not sitting here doing the cute dress rehearsal thing where, you know, we all sit here and we prepare for a game, and I play y'all 2 drives and then sit y'all. Mm. So whether you're a fan of that or not, I think everybody's different on that. You know what I mean? But realistically, I think Khalil Herbert did enough where you were like, okay, he's just started running back. He may not have done that in a preseason game, but based on the relationship that he's kept building up with Justin, based on what he's done, like Roschon, realistically, until last week when they were kind of like taking it easy with some guys, wasn't really getting a ton of those number 1 reps. Now we're seeing him get more number 1 reps because guys have sat out, different things like that. But realistically, right, like to me, you're going to come into the season probably with Khalil Herbert as your starter. And like I said, that first game where somebody blows past, that's going to be the end of Khalil Herbert, because a big part of your job is keeping guys off the quarterback as the running back.
Yeah.
You're the last line of defense.
Yeah.
Hopefully we got some dump offs, some drop offs, some halfback screens. Yeah. I mean, that was wide receiver screen to DJ Moore was beautiful, you know, and those kind of things can really like demoralize the defense. You know, we got to keep whoever we're attacking, the defense has to be, you know, we can wear them out. But yeah, having the depth and being able to give all those options for Fields is key, because this line still isn't going to be there. But I think Roschon can definitely help be a part of that. I think we're all excited about him.
Oh yeah. And even Ryan Poles is excited about him, a pillar of this team. Like we talk about a running back, dog, a pillar. I'm sorry, is that Walter Payton that we just drafted? You're talking a little hefty here. Let's keep this thing moving along, though. Let's get into a little bit of a backup talk. Wild stuff going on in the backup quarterback world. Tyson Bagent is the camp love of every Bears fan out here, dog. Like there's always one, right? There's always one dude that we always fall in love with in camp. And we like, oh, man, like if things go wrong, we got him to count on it. Realistically, right? Like this dude right here. Come on, dog. Like realistically, you don't want to get to him.
Fam,
you don't want to get to him right here. Yeah, oh, there it is. You don't want to get to him here. You know,
no, that man is Austin Reeves. He is him. You can't do that to him.
Hey, bro. Listen. You don't want to see it on a football field. You just don't. At the end of the day, it's nice versus the 2s. It's nice versus the 3s. But what I will say is, can he come in and give you a couple of plays? Can he come in and give you a series? Can he come in and give you a game? I do think that he's proven that at best he's competent enough to do that. Now it hasn't been versus the number 1s. It hasn't been versus the best defense. So there's still that aspect of it. I have seen PJ do that versus the 1s. I have seen PJ do that versus top defenses as a backup QB. And he's already got a –
Hey, I've only seen one QB in our QB room do it against the top defense.
Well, here's the thing, Joe.
Hey, let's just be real. Only one of them have actually done it.
But right. Like here's what I want everybody to understand too. And listen, I agree with you. Tyson Bagent looked good. PJ's been throwing horrible passes. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's been overthrowing like a mug. It looks crazy. It looks crazy. He's looked terrible in camp. He's looked terrible in preseason. 110%. He's also in a brand new system for him, just like Bagent is. He's also not sitting out there with the best receivers on the field. So it makes a difference when I'm trying to throw this up to DJ Moore
but some of them
versus
passes,
throwing it to Equinet. No, it's bad. No, it's bad.
some
Hey, you want to know what? You want to know what? I take it back. There's no defense. I don't know. I got nothing. I tried to help him out. Nah, it's bad. PJ's been horrible. I think that, but here's the question: do you want to go to rookie? An undrafted rookie hasn't seen any real NFL defenses, any real NFL schemes. He's literally seen nothing.
Well,
No,
yeah.
I want to go with the guy who has the most competence in
They
this
can't
position.
scheme for someone they don't know. And I mean, to me, they probably have tendencies and seen tape on PJ Walker, even if he somehow is playing. But the whole point is, we don't want to see this guy on the field at all.
Yeah.
We just want Justin Fields to do his thing.
Yeah.
And now, if he has to play for spot duty or what have you, and there's an injury,
I think duty's the key word there for PJ.
yeah. I just think that no, we technically don't want to see him. But if anything, is he capable to grasp the whatever?
Bucky said, Pat, PJ been looking like Sam Mustard.
I know.
Is that our barometer? Is that how far we've gone, bro? Is that our barometer for terrible in the city now? If you look like Sam Mustard, hey, that boy looking musty out there.
Hey, Cristiano
That boy looking musty.
Henry Burr is bad. John Shoop offense calling.
There's a lot of names. I mean,
You can name half of the Bears QBs historically. It is pretty bad. Let's be real about that.
Pretty bad.
You can just name half the historical roster. It's like, yeah, it was bad.
you just pull up specific teams. How bad was he, man? He was 2002 Chicago Bears bad. Dang, Jesus, bro.
Hey, that's hilarious.
That's tough.
That's hilarious.
That's tough. They didn't cross the 50. No, but I think realistically, right speaking, I can't be mad at what
Made
Tyson
Rex
Page
Grossman look good.
Hey, bro. Russell Wilson played
for 5 weeks. Hey, for 5 weeks, Rex Grossman was there.
Hey, PJ ain't give us 1 week. That man Rex gave us got us to a Super Bowl. That's all people know. He got us to
he did win against the Saints. He helped out with the Saints to get us to the Super Bowl.
He did. He
just shot
himself
in the foot.
Yeah. Rex, just run. It is what it is. But no, I think the thing is, right, you want to know that if Justin does go down, if you have issues with your quarterback, that you got somebody competent back there. And the part that sucks is right now it doesn't feel like you have anyone competent back there. Like, I like Bagent. I'm not sitting here telling you that Bagent's the wrong guy. I'm also not going to sit here and tell you that I'm overly in love with Tyson Bagent being the backup quarterback here. It's just you're in the best of a bad scenario where PJ Walker, who it feels a little bit like they were just like, I played with DJ Moore, also black. Let's go with that guy.
I mean, that goes a long way. Played with DJ Moore, also black.
But I think too. This is what I love. I mean, they're running this team like a real organization.
Yeah, the fact that you paid PJ $2 million means absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
They like, hey, and go ahead with your point. I got to double check this on Courtney's Twitter.
Well, I was going to say too, just that the fact is like, we have that offensive identity. We're getting talent that can fit this scheme. Because, like, remember when we had like Cutler, and then when Cutler went down, Caleb Haney came in, and Haney's skill set was totally different from what Cutler could do. He was a little more athletic. He couldn't really throw. So it's like, are we getting people that fit in this scheme in the mold of what we got to do? So I like where we're going. This is year 2 of this rebuild, and already it's been rebuilt pretty well. First of all, we ain't played a game yet, but it's encouraging.
Yeah.
Man, I love when Packers fans come and pay to actually talk trash.
Hey, I love it.
When you pay to talk trash, we already won.
Hey, he was in here last time. He good people. He's just a Packers fan, so he sucks. Bro in the white snapback wants to be him so bad. Who's got a white snapback?
Who's got a white snapback? I ain't got a white snapback.
Oh, is it me?
Well, you're not on camera. No one has a white snapback. Just like a Packers fan to miss.
This is great.
What?
Boom!
He paid for that too.
He paid for that.
Get your money back, bro. And get some glasses.
No, don't get your money back.
Jordan, was your like Dave Chappelle. You're never getting your money back.
Never get your money back.
Never give your money back.
Go ahead.
What you were saying, Jordan?
No, what I was going to say is I don't like all this PJ Walker and Tyson Bagent talk. Why can't we talk about the man, the myth, the legend, Nathan Peterman a little bit?
All right.
Hey, Pete was getting busy a little bit. Pete was getting busy.
I'm about to hit it.
Clearly joking.
All right.
Clearly.
No, Peterman was getting busy a little bit. That little segment we saw while we was eating pizza. The little segment. I was like, hey, look at Nate. Look extending his play. That was a dot. Like he had some wheels on him too. He was like, I ain't just a white man who can't move. He actually put the little bit of jet on him. Like that turbo ran out quick. Like you hit the button and it was just gone. But he had a couple of dots.
I don't know, man. I think there's no turbo there. They just was like, oh, he's old and didn't want to hit him. That's how that was.
No, Nate was slinging it, bro. You got to give it to him. He had like 2 good passes. It was like, hey, that's a pro move. Right
He
there.
had 2 good passes. That's the epitome of this conversation
the
right
wide
there.
receiver made the adjustment on one of them. And then the other one, yeah.
I think the epitome of this conversation is he
Hey,
had
listen,
2 good passes.
He gave us more passes than PJ.
Hey, moral of the story, he had 2 good. Hey, that is 2 good passes more than PJ.
Come on now, talk about me. Get Peterman in there, bro.
All right, let's get off a backup quarterback talk. Is Beijing gonna be the starter, or is he gonna be the second?
You actually said that. I thought you serious. Like,
hey, they should have hit us with the like they did last year with Andy Dalton. Or was that 2 years ago when it was like QB1 on Twitter just to send people into an uproar?
What?
Hey, no, Dalton should have been the QB1 because we sent Justin out to die.
All right, let's get off backup talk. Let's get into Pat calling everybody old. Peterman only 29. Hey, bro. Peterman
his favorite number is 33.
Hey, Peterman play like he's 36.
What is it, 33?
Let's talk about a little bit of an interesting topic here. Jonathan Taylor being allowed to ask for or to seek a trade, I should say, after Jim Irsay basically was like, "Hey, bro, we not allowing no trades of any running backs on this team, coming out real strong on that one." Where will Jonathan Taylor end up? Is the Bears a realistic conversation? MCC's whole comment threw me all the way off, bro.
Wait, what?
yo, just seeing that word written out just took me out. Hey, you got to be in the live chat for that one. Jesus.
Calm down.
But no, where do you guys think Jonathan Taylor is going to end up realistically? I will refute any Bears talk.
I don't really have a comment. I don't know.
I guarantee he gonna end up on KC.
Oh,
you're not wrong. That's the point. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Kansas City just be like, we got everything else.
Yeah, we couldn't replace the other running back we had.
Hey, the only thing they're gonna say is we win championships.
Is he still there? Or is he gone?
No, he's gone now. Is Alaire still there?
Yeah, he's there.
Oh no, what's the one that they got rid of the kicker? He was a running back, but he kicked old girl in the chest.
Hunt.
Son, why you put it like that?
Kareem Hunt.
Ever since Hunt, they tried to.
Yeah.
Why you gotta say it like that? Why couldn't you just have an incident? You had to go into detail. God dang, Pat.
I just want to make sure we knew which back we was talking about.
Okay, Malika Andrews.
If you first of all, kid, you've had some wild moments. So I think you need. Hey, he need to be the last person. Hey, talking wild details.
Hey, that man straight up on camera, knew the camera was there. Why? 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 Why was that your bar?
My man just went through this man's history. He about to not get signed because Pat was like, yeah, he kicked some chick in the chest. Now that's about to be a viral clip for like the next 30 days trying to figure out who he talking about.
Bro, he was already that's already a viral clip of him kicking it.
I know,
2 years ago, 3 years ago.
That was 3 years ago. He did
3 years ago. That kick happened already.
I don't think I can't see him going to KC just because of the simple fact that they got Pacheco and Andy Reid. Still,
they got who?
Even if Pacheco,
Isaiah Pacheco.
Yeah.
They got who?
Bro's a nice player, bro. Like,
hey fam, you comparing him to a franchise player?
We talk about a
hey
franchise
fam,
player.
you need Jonathan Taylor while you talking. Stop playing. You need an extra running back.
Hey kid, you didn't let him finish. We know that this ends with him saying Jonathan Taylor's going to New York.
No, he's not. I can't see him going to KC because even if Andy Reid had the running back, they're still going to be predominantly they're still going to be a predominantly pass heavy offense. So I don't necessarily see him going there. I could see possibly Washington doing that. If you want to talk about it, like I just asked you this before we started the stream. Bears is going out of cap space because there's going to be a lot of 1-year dudes coming off the list. No. I know you don't want that, but it's something to look into for not even this year, but quite possibly next season. I can see that. But if it was me, I'd probably say I'll say Washington.
But he doesn't have to go anywhere where he has to be like the bell cow. If he can go to a good team that doesn't have to run him into the ground.
But here's the running back struggle though, right? If I'm gonna pay you, you got to be the bell cow. Right? When you talk about the only reason we have in the running backs aren't getting paid conversation is because Saquon Barkley's the bell cow. And New York said, we're not going to pay you. We usually don't see that. Derrick Henry got paid. Christian McCaffrey got paid. Right? Like we usually see those bell cow guys get paid. You know who don't get paid? Khalil Herbert. You know who don't get paid? David Montgomery.
Yeah.
Those guys don't get paid. You want to know why? Because you're not doing anything spectacular from the running back position that I can't go out and get 3 other guys to do. Jahmyr Gibbs has been drafted to that team the same time David Montgomery's showing up there. Jahmyr Gibbs by the end of the season is going to be the number 1 option.
Yeah, they did say he might be RB1. I think that
it just makes sense. You want to know why? He's got less miles on his knees, and I can run him into the ground for the next 4 years.
Yeah, I think the situation with Saquon is the fact that I don't think he's going to be able to come back to New York, but he's got a case. But even then, it is a business, so you're absolutely
Saquon's
right.
not coming back.
He's not going to.
Only way he goes to. Only way
he's getting in his defense. Our offense, especially last season, because I don't think it's going to be the same as last season because now we do it now. Daniel Jones does have to have a little bit of receiver help. You're running the ball he's getting over about 300 carries a year, and then not only that, but I'm coming out of the backfield catching 60 to 75 to 80 plus passes.
Yeah.
A season, and I had 10 touchdowns. Like if you don't have me for the majority of those games, you just played Daniel Jones over a good chunk of money to hand the ball off in the fourth quarter.
He's going to the Cowboys.
Who?
I doubt it.
He's going to the Cowboys.
You want to know what? Because it's
Taylor.
No,
they lost. Elliott's gone.
No, he won't.
The other guy got hurt.
You want to know why? Jim Irsay don't like what's his name?
Oh, they don't get along.
Jim Irsay don't like.
Okay, he's going to Philly.
He don't like Philly. Maybe Jim Irsay don't like.
He's going to NFC East.
Jim Irsay don't like.
I said Washington.
He don't like Jerry Jones. Yeah.
Yeah, you said that, but he's going to Philly.
Washington sounds right.
Philly picks gonna be low.
Nah, because they got DeAndre Swift.
What do they want for him?
First round picks.
How many?
Of course, they
only
do.
worth
first round pick.
He's not worth none of that.
The Colts are seeking. So, per Stephen Holden. And Field Yates quote tweeted this, said the Colts are seeking a first round pick or package of picks that equates to as much. So basically a first round pick, or you give me a bunch of picks that equal out to a first round pick and a potential Jonathan Taylor trade. Field Yates quote tweet says Colts seemingly do not want to pay Jonathan Taylor a top of the market deal to keep him, but do want someone else to trade them a first round pick, which likely comes with the exception of a massive extension.
So it's got to go Philly.
Nah, Washington.
Because go Baltimore.
No team is going to take.
What if Washington comes off Chase Young?
Y'all know where he gonna play?
Indianapolis
Colts.
I should have zoomed in on
because there's no
there's the camera for that.
There's no the Indianapolis Colts. We can cut it in post because there's no. Why would I give up that pick?
Right.
Why would I give up a first round pick for a running back? If a team gives up a first round pick for a running back, we will have a 7.5 minute laughing session in here, consistent laughter, just to laugh at them for being fools, because that's the dumbest thing in the world.
No, I agree.
I
agree that
and here's the thing: you already know that they've run him into the ground. Mm-hmm. He got 1,300. No, what was it? 2 years ago. What did he rush for?
I think it was
1,800. Yeah, I knew I was a lot low. He had 1,800 rushing yards.
No, actually, if the history shows, typically once you go there, you're going down.
You're done. And you want to know what he
did
next season?
861.
Hey,
2,100
yards from scrimmage.
You want to know the perfect compliment?
Now, granted, I think he did get hurt as well, played less games, but that also goes into the conversation.
DeMarco Murray, and that's exactly
because DeMarco Murray played long.
No, because
Jonathan Taylor is going into year 4.
No, DeMarco Murray went, but still he went crazy. Was seeking that deal.
DeMarco Murray's a coach now.
And then the minute he got that deal, I think they said he only played like 4 games.
Yeah.
And got up out of there. That's the one reason why I think Jerry.
The difference is though DeMarco Murray played from 2011 to 2017.
That's true.
And his biggest year came in the middle of his career. Now, again, to speak to that point, though, he played in Dallas that last season, 1,800 yards, 392 attempts. The next season, I think there was some injury issues there, only 702 yards, had a bounce back year with Tennessee with 1,200. And then the year after that final year, 659. He wasn't old, y'all. Like, it's not like, well, he was at the end of his career. He was 29. That's how his career ended.
Yeah, but once you put that type of mileage on you
into that area, though,
that's like.
I mean, we saying all this in the same era that Derrick Henry ran for 1,500 yards, had a down year, and then ran for 2,000 right after. Now I know he's a freak of nature, but I mean, it's possible. Let's give it credit.
That's an aberration.
Derrick Henry's 6'5".
Yeah, he's a semi truck.
I'm just saying, like, it's possible.
Can I throw
a Hail Mary though?
His body is actually built to take these hits.
I'm gonna throw this out there simply because it's not the fact that they are desperate, but they don't have a need for some of these picks because they are so stacked and their contract situation kind of works out for them. I can see the Bills actually considering it. Because the one thing they don't have, they've never had a running back like Jonathan Taylor. And if you could stop, I'll be honest with you, if Josh Allen threw less, they'd probably win. That man throwing 600 pills a game.
OJ Simpson,
he's gonna keep
the
going.
juice.
He's not even gonna acknowledge it.
Kids, so he don't count. He didn't eliminated him from his own memory.
They had Sean McCoy was up there, and
they had Shady McCoy. They had some backs in their day.
No, not. I'm talking about with Josh. Not.
They did have beast mode.
They
did have beast mode. They had.
I'm talking about with Josh, not what's the name?
Oh, you talking about with Josh?
I'm just talking about with Josh.
Talking about in history.
Well, the thing to me is that someone has to trade for him that is at least a contender for them in general, because I don't see it making sense that someone's not going to give all those picks to have a starting running back.
I would sit there and say historically, listen, the only person I know on a running back was OJ right there. That's the only thing I remember. I'm not going to say that.
No Minnesota
I'm going to be honest with you. There's no love for anybody. They want a first round pick for a running back.
Not happening.
Listen, I hope that these dudes get paid. I want to see these mugs get paid. I want to see that, just not on any team that I cheer for. Right? So y'all should have paid Saquon so that y'all could be cash strapped to a running back. That's fine with me. But at the end of the day, realistically, no NFL team is going to sit here and say, yeah, we're going to give up a piece that could be. No one. Here's the thing with that pick. 30 out of the 32 teams ain't drafting a running back with that pick.
That's true.
Yeah, but you're talking about in a win. You're talking about taking advantage of your opportunity now. And I think the one thing that the Black Bills have everything there. And if they lose Diggs, that's something to look at, right? But if they lose Diggs, but they gain a running back, you've now made the Bills a better threat because you know what Jonathan Taylor can do. And with Josh Allen, who I think if he ran less and threw less, they would probably be in they'd protect the ball more. He has moments where he turns the ball over at just really inopportune times. And that would actually help them in that regard. Like, it's not necessarily a situation of, does this matter in the grand scheme of things? They have a small window that's still available to them. I don't think the Bills are going to be as dominant moving forward for the next 3-4 seasons. Like, they're not going to have that. They want to take advantage of that now. So you do what you can to take advantage of that now. If you miss, you miss. But if you win, we're not even talking about this.
But the difference is, right, if I'm the Bills and I have a first round pick and I need to keep winning moving forward, I would just use that pick.
Yeah, but the guarantees that you're going to be in a situation to move forward is low. Like, the repeat champions in the NFL is historically is just like improbable.
Well, they ain't won one yet.
I'm just saying, like, so to bet the farm and go all in with the talent they have, like, how long can they sit there and be one of the best teams?
Josh Allen's going to be able to play football for the next 7, 8, 9 years,
Yeah.
probably at a high level.
I mean-
that's what you're betting on. That's what you're betting on building around. That's what you're betting on, right? You're betting on your franchise quarterback, which means if I have that guy, I should be able to go out and get these guys and make him better. If I'm going to give a first round pickup for anything, I'm going to give a first round pickup for something that gets me a nice package back, like a wide receiver to pair with Josh Allen, because clearly, if Stephon Diggs don't stick around, that's going to be the number one need.
If anything, I mean, whoever's trading for him, it's all in to try to win right now. So
there you go.
It's like the Khalil Mack move, right? He built the team up to a point. He traded those picks to get him. He made an impact because like you said, it makes no sense to trade a pick like that when you're trying to build a team. I don't think the Bills, and speaking on the Bills, I think they're kind of like I think they peaked for what they are, and they have to rebuild.
Probably. They're gonna have to have some pieces.
And
listen, Stephon Diggs is sick of Josh Allen throwing them hard fastballs in the middle of winter. You ever be seeing him on the sideline? Stop throwing it that hard. My hands hurt.
Hey,
I got on two pairs of gloves.
All you know how to do is just throw that peel that way. But you got to look at what they are, though.
Fingers looking all mashed up.
If you look at the AFC East, they have an opportunity right now where, like, this may be it. This may be it for them to really capitalize on that. Everyone expects the Dolphins to get it together and be better. Everyone expects the Jets to get better. It's slipping for the Bills. You had the opportunity when you had Patrick Mahomes down with 13 seconds left and you lost.
You finally watched them highlights of Tua in reverse, didn't you?
Nah, I'm gonna be real.
I still don't like it, but I mean, I can't.
I still don't like it.
It looks so weird. Bro, I swear, seeing that man throw it left-handed, be like, why is it up there?
Hey, man,
the most James Harden looking football player I've ever seen in my life.
That's crazy. Nah, I'm not gonna lie though. I'm not gonna lie. You're talking about the Bills though. I mean, even then, like you just talk about the AFC in general. Like once they get to the playoffs, everything like that's not gonna come down to Jonathan Taylor. That's strictly gonna come down to QB play.
Well, it's good to have.
Depends
Jonathan
on who
Taylor.
you play.
It's good to have Jonathan Taylor, but it's about, is Jonathan Taylor going to continue to be that guy? Is he going to be healthy at that point? There's a lot of factors that go into it. Listen, you're trading a first round pick.
Joe Burrow.
Realistically, you'll probably get a year out of him.
True, but
you get a year out of him because of how they've run him. Like your DeMarco Murray example is good in the sense that Tennessee got a year out of him.
Yeah.
That was it.
It's like Amon Green.
Amon Green
from the Packers.
Yeah,
he had a great year and he just fell apart.
And it's one of those things where here realistically, and we're gonna get out of here on this. Does anybody think that the Bills are a running back away?
No, I think they
because
I think the defense took a step back.
It's gonna come down to QB play.
So if you're not a running back away, a running back is not what you get.
It comes down to
that's my point at the end of like what team is a running back away? I think kids said the one, but I don't think that, like you said, they're gonna give it up for him because
I saw Josh Allen throwing 20
passes
passes in the winter.
But I don't think it makes
Josh Allen throwing 20 passes in the middle of a blizzard.
But I don't think it makes sense to trade
because they had no running back.
I don't think they traded.
No, you saw Josh Allen throw 20 passes in the middle of winter because they're gonna throw that thing out there. They're running a very simple.
They're gonna throw it.
Not only are they probably a running back away, they probably a better OC away. Like they need another play caller at least because at this point he should have been throwing. I remember that game. Bill was not throwing the ball.
They had the OC. He's the head coach of New York now.
And
that's their problem.
Kia, answer this question though. Like I want to answer this question. A couple years before, even before Burrow got onto the scene, we was like, yeah, like Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes should be like that should be the matchup. He's lapped him, like absolutely lapped him. Like at the end of the day, those playoff games going into the AFC divisional and the AFC championship game, it's going to come down to those four QBs at the end of the day.
And you're not looking to see what Joe Mixon is going to do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because at the end of the day, I know that Joey B is gonna make that play. I know that Pat Mahomes gonna make that play. I can't say the same thing about Josh Allen.
I can't say that.
Josh Allen is aggressive Kirk Cousins. That's what we land at. There's a Kirk Cousins for everybody.
That's a bar, though. That's a bar. I like that.
That is phenomenal.
There's a Kirk Cousins. Josh Allen is Kirk Cousins if he wasn't Christian. You know what I mean? Like, that's all I'm saying right here. Right?
That is phenomenal.
Why? I'm 3 yards in front of you.
I would say this, Ringo. Then I will just let it go. If having a dual threat offense works in Chicago, meaning that we wanted to have a good running backs just so that we're not running out there and letting Justin Fields just throw it all over the place. I understand the comp that we have with Josh Allen, but that works anywhere. And right now, no matter what you say, there's not a running back that they've paired with Josh that has Jonathan Taylor's ability. And you already said, hey, Josh Allen's going to throw that pill. So if he did a little less in that regard and you gave him a running back that made them a threat from that aspect, you're now wondering when Josh Allen is going to be Josh Allen. While sitting there trying to figure out how do we stop Jonathan Taylor. That right there is actually something the defense has to really think about. And that makes them better in my regard. I can't handle I'm not going to do the whole, is he better than Joey B and stuff like that. That doesn't matter because at the end of the day, Joey B don't win them games by himself. Like his defense steps up a lot of times. There's a lot of things that go into the Bengals winning. Josh Allen needs some help in that regard, and he also needs to be better. And they need a better play caller because he shouldn't be throwing 20 passes in the snow. Like, come on now, like let's be real. So it's like it's a combination of things, and also
you're right.
Realistically, right. Josh can throw 20 passes in the snow because it's gonna cut through the wind.
Yeah,
again, aggressive Kirk Cousins.
But
he's also running too.
At the end of the day, if I'm paying you max money. The last 2 minutes of the game, if we're down 7 or if we're down 6, now I need that drive. I'm not worried about Jonathan Taylor because I ain't handing the ball off. Like realistically, he got to go win me the game.
I'm gonna do whatever I'm gonna take advantage of whatever the defense is giving me. If that defense can't handle the run, Jonathan Taylor's getting that ball. He's getting that ball.
That's
you don't know what that looks like.
It depends. Like realistically, if you're in the playoffs, you probably got a defense that can stop the run. But hey, man, we appreciate your opportunity. Good debate here. I like that. Leave them wanting more.
And there you have it, homeboy.
Here. That's stupid.
Hey, Pat ain't paid a run. Pat is not paying a running back ever.
It's the dumbest thing in the world.
He's been saying that since he was born. I'm not paying a running back unless it's first round pick
for a running back. They arguing trading the first round pick for a running back or the equivalent. hey, Jim Irsay said, we don't believe in you to pay you. We want picks for you. Hey, man, hit that like button, subscribe to the page. We appreciate you guys tuning in and showing love. Shout out to the squad pulling up on us. Stefan Adon in the building. The super producer, Joel Holt. We got Jordan, the stat man, in our back. And, of course, the pettiest man alive out in Indiana, P-Kid. As always, I'm your host, Pat, the designer. Back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. We'll be back tomorrow. Breaking down more Bears football or Bulls or whatever news breaks in Chicago here. We got to talk basketball eventually. I mean, it's coming eventually, bro. Like, I don't like the NBA is just like, did anybody trade Dame yet? Anybody trade Dame yet? No Dame trade? What's holding it up? Jaime Jaquez. Oh, dang it. All right, y'all stay safe out there, Chicago.